Welcome back to Ancient Echoes. Today, we're traveling to the breathtaking shores of Normandy, France, to uncover the story of one of the world's most iconic landmarks, Mont-Saint-Michel. This legendary island, crowned by its majestic abbey, has stood for over 1,000 years. Rising dramatically from the sea, it's not just a marvel of medieval engineering, it's a place steeped in legend, history, and mystery. How did this remarkable island come to be? What secrets lie within its ancient walls? And how has it endured through centuries of war and change? Stick around as we uncover the story of Mont-Saint-Michel, the wonder of the tides. Our story begins in the 8th century. At that time, the island was a lonely rocky outcrop known as Mont-Saint-Michel. According to legend, in the year 708, the archangel Michael appeared to Aubert, the bishop of Avranches, in a series of visions. The angel commanded him to build a church on the rocky island. Initially hesitant, Aubert ignored the visions until Michael left a fiery mark on his skull, a sign of divine insistence. Inspired and perhaps a little shaken, Aubert began construction, laying the foundation for what would become Mont-Saint-Michel. The island was soon dedicated to Saint Michael, the protector of heaven, giving it its name, Mont-Saint-Michel. As the centuries passed, Mont-Saint-Michel grew in prominence, becoming a major site of Christian pilgrimage. Devotees traveled from across Europe to this isolated island, braving the treacherous tides and quicksand to reach the abbey. The construction of the abbey we see today began in earnest in the 10th century, under the Benedictine monks. Over the next few centuries, the island was transformed. Romanesque architecture gave way to soaring Gothic spires, and the abbey grew into a masterpiece of medieval design. But Mont-Saint-Michel was not just a place of worship, it was also a fortress. By the 13th century, France and England were locked in the 100 Years' War, and Mont-Saint-Michel became a critical stronghold. Its position and walls made it nearly impossible to capture, and it withstood repeated sieges by the English. One of Mont-Saint-Michel's most fascinating features is its relationship with the sea. The island is surrounded by vast tidal flats, where the water can recede as much as 15 kilometers, only to rush back in with incredible speed. These tides are among the most extreme in the world. Throughout history, this natural barrier has acted as both a blessing and a curse. It protected the island from invaders, but also made access incredibly difficult. Many pilgrims and travelers fell victim to the shifting sands and rising waters. Even today, the tides play a dramatic role in Mont-Saint-Michel's identity. When the tide is in, the island is completely surrounded by water, creating a surreal, magical scene. By the 16th century, Mont-Saint-Michel's significance as a religious site began to wane. The Protestant Reformation and political changes in France saw fewer pilgrims visiting. During the French Revolution, the abbey was seized and converted into a prison, housing political prisoners and dissidents. This dark chapter lasted until 1863, when the prison was finally closed. Mont-Saint-Michel fell into disrepair, and its future seemed uncertain. But in the late 19th century, a movement to restore the site began. Architects, historians, and preservationists worked tirelessly to bring the abbey back to its former glory. Mont-Saint-Michel was declared a historic monument in 1874, marking the beginning of its revival. In 1979, Mont-Saint-Michel was recognized as a UNESCO World Heritage Site, cementing its status as one of the most important cultural landmarks in the world. Today, it attracts millions of visitors each year. They come to walk the ancient streets, marvel at the architecture, and witness the awe-inspiring tides that make the island so unique. But preserving Mont-Saint-Michel is no easy task. Modern efforts have included restoring the surrounding tidal flats to ensure that the island remains isolated at high tide. In 2015, a new bridge was completed, allowing visitors to access the island without disrupting its natural surroundings. Mont-Saint-Michel isn't just a castle, an abbey, or a fortress. It's a living piece of history. Its walls echo with the prayers of medieval monks, the cries of soldiers, and the footsteps of countless pilgrims. Standing atop the abbey, gazing out at the endless sea, it's easy to feel a connection to the generations who came before us. This island has survived war, revolution, and the relentless passage of time, remaining a symbol of resilience and human ingenuity. So, what do you think? Does Mont-Saint-Michel live up to its reputation as the wonder of the tides? Could you imagine crossing the tidal flats in the Middle Ages, risking quicksand and rising waters to reach this sacred place? Let us know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this journey into the past, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next adventure. Thanks for watching Ancient Echoes. We'll see you next time as we continue to explore the wonders of history.